The divisional round is here, and we got here through a Tennessee Titans wild card weekend matchup that was exactly what you hope playoff football to be, a close battle, especially in that first half. As they go with Robinson, he takes a stretch down below, gets the juke, and that will be a touchdown. Brandon Graham to help lead the way, Saquon into the end zone. Dropping back, quick blitz. Brandon Smith hits home. Side, see if we could get the push, make the cut, and Barkley has given us the lead. And they pick up the blitz very well and wide open this time. Goff dropping back. Pass rush, can't see, will hit home finally. Pickett pass rush coming. He throws the pick. Okonkwo was open. Strange in pursuit won't either. On the drags, or we could look for the end zone here as Dotson finally catches a pass. But come the second half, defense, they turn things up a notch, forcing a lot of turnover. 3 interceptions, which were a really big part of us taking home the dub. As the pass rush freezes in the blizzard and it goes straight to Pinnock. As Goff has plenty of time, he finally throws, but it's picked off by Whitehead. It was a fourth quarter that got away from this team last time as it's a third pick. So as we continue on today, we face the Houston Texans. This is the same team that we opened up this year against. And funnily enough, that game looked very similar to the Tennessee Titans game that we just saw those highlights of. In this one, we got some picks off of Patrick Mahomes. That's always going to be key with how good he can be. Kenny Pickett, pretty mediocre day. If he can improve his play this time around, I think our offense will do a whole lot better. Saquon, let's get him going, and let's also make sure we slow down DeAndre Swift, who did have a pretty good game against us. Get some of these receivers going. Our top guy was Okonkwo, who only had 3 catches. So if we get a little bit more passing involved, get a little bit more coverage downfield, we should be just fine. And defensively, let's make some plays in the backfield. Gross Matos had a fantastic game in that one. Really was the starting point of his season, and he had a really good one. So if he can continue to do that, all the better. We had some turnovers from Whitehead and Porter, who also had picks last week. So if they can rack up some more, we could find ourselves headed to the AFC Conference Championship. But we are without 2 safeties. We are very light at safety this week as both of our backups are out, and honestly, Pinnock, he plays a pretty key role. A lot of sub-backer work, a little bit of play in the slot, and obviously backup safety. On top of that, we're missing the other backup safety in Brandon Hill. He's been out the last few weeks with his fractured forearm. So we're looking a little bit light there, but so are the Texans. For them, it's just coming in 3 different starting spots. They're missing Lenore, one of their best cornerbacks. They're also out Jake Ferguson, perfectly good for us because we struggle against tight ends. And they're missing Artie Jackson, one of their outside backers. So we're on the better end of these injuries, and hopefully that ends up panning out well for us. So as always, as this is a playoff game, win and 50 likes on the video by tomorrow. We'll be back for the next round. Lose and we head into our final off season and start of our last season. Season 5, we've got to win the Super Bowl bye. So we can help ourselves out by doing that this year. Let's jump into this Texans divisional round match and try to bring home that dub, continue our season. We'll get going on defense. Arguably, it's been our better side, so a good way to get started as Swift, not a good way to get started, slips the tackle, headed well downfield. He's at the 30, 20, 10, dragged down at the 7. And in one play, Swift almost wrecks the game plan. We said we've got to slow him down, and we've got to do a much better job than that. There we go. Reddick, the next play. We could force a field goal from here, you know, that's at least a decent way to get started considering play 1. Second and goal, they got a bunch up top, tight end down below. Mahomes will throw quickly to Swift, who's not going to go very far. Actually, a loss of 1. We'll bring up third and goal. 3 up top, 1 below. It's the same formation. We get a blitz late. They swing it out to their tight end, who gets picked up, slammed down, and it will be a forced field goal attempt. So despite the near horrific first play, we'll just give up 3 as long as they could hit this one. It's a short one. It's down the middle. So all in all, not a bad start there. I mean, could have been much better, but we bounced back. Now, I did accidentally skip the first down here. It was a 9-yard rush to Saquon. First throw, we miss it to Okonkwo. So 3rd and 1, we need the first down. They bring the blitz. Saquon is close, and they do give it to us. First down, he picked up the 1. And actually, check what I said earlier about the first play being a 9-yard rush. It was a 9-yard catch for Saquon. As we go back to him here, 1st and 10, he jukes by a couple guys, finds a little bit of some space. He picks up 7. Well, you know, obviously we would love to hit a similar play to Swift. Also, I'm perfectly fine just running some clock here as well, as long as we pick up those first downs, which we've done so far. Looking along the trenches here, neither side has any high dev traits, so it should be a good battle there, an equal battle. As Saquon trucks through the blocked corner, though he gets his ankles wrapped up by the D-end. Montez Sweat with the tackle, leaving 2nd and 8. We go 2 receivers down below, 2 tight ends up top, some play action. Kenny Pickett goes across, finding Godwin. I don't think he got anything more than about a catch or 2 in the wild card matchup, so hopefully he gets a little bit more stuck in today. We see a little bit more of that passing game, especially with them missing one of their starting corners. Saquon, back down the middle, picks up 3. He's already at 5 carries. Look for him to get around that 20 mark. Though we could also heavily rotate the running back spot as well. Pickett throwing to Godwin, jarred free. It is McKinney with a well-timed hit, leaving us with a 3rd and 7 at the furthest of our field goal range. Luckily, we are indoors. Kenny Pickett, buying time, goes downfield, has a wide open Okonkwo, down to the 10. Just what we needed there from Kenny Pickett. Didn't get frazzled in the pocket. Just let his guys find some space. It's a 30-yard gain. As we have a 1st and 10, cut back in, then cut back to the middle. Ends up being a pretty decent run there for Saquon, given the blitz right down the middle that went unblocked. It's a gain of 3. We have about a 1/4 of a yard prior to the goal line for a fresh set of downs if we need it. They bring the blitz. We go up top. Okonkwo can't squeeze it. It's another one jarred free, that time by the only high dev player, the free safety for the Texans. Now 3rd and 7. Pickett is dropped by Godwin. That should have been a touchdown. We expect a lot more from the team's highest rated receiver. Instead, Ryland coming out to tie this game up. Field goal is the game. So this one could come down to whatever defense then gets the first stop, first turnover, or what offense can finally find their way into the end zone. Mahomes and the Texans back out, swatted away. Dane Jackson back in the starting lineup today due to, again, the injury that we had in Pinnock. He filled out a lot of spots for us. Mahomes zips it to the outside. He finds Myers, who nearly turned the corner. Instead, leaves it to just a gain of 5 with a 3rd down at the 30. They need the 35. That's how math works. Patrick Mahomes in the pocket. Pass rush forces a roll. He throws cross body, but finds a wide open. I believe that's DJ Moore. I can't remember who it was that has Amari Cooper. I think it was actually one of our rivals. Either way, that one brings the end to the first quarter. We had a chance to get off the field. Instead, Mahomes' crossbody throw is wide open. And as we begin the second quarter, still a very close game here. 3-3. Mahomes, he rolls up top, has an open target. Devin Duvernay, I believe, again, have themselves a pretty similar style set of receivers outside of DJ Moore. 2nd and 3 as they bring out the fullback, motion over the tight end up top. We're looking for a run to that top side. They go Swift, lead block to definitely help lead the way. It's a big first down rush, though not as big as his prior. But he does get him down to the 28, which they'll follow with a shotgun tight look here. One receiver either side, 2 tight ends out there. As Mahomes looks to throw deep downfield as Joey Porter cuts in front to knock it away. That's how he got his interception last week. Would have loved one there. 2nd and 10, bunch down the bottom, tight end up top. Mahomes looking to throw deep across the middle to his tight end, who takes a licking but holds on to it. If only our guys were able to do that, Zylstra does. Takes the hit from Dennis. They're down to the 10. As they hand it off, Swift cutting down towards the bottom will be a short gain, 2 yards. Outside of his near 70-yard rush, he hasn't done much. But we're still pretty early on in this one. Tight end in motion yet again here. Down to the bottom. They hand it off, Swift. Lead block doesn't clear as much space. It's about another gain of 1 or 2. And another chance here for the defense to stand tall, facing their own goal line here. 3rd and 6. Force another field goal. It's caught, and they find that little bit of space for a whole new set of downs. Zylstra back again. Leaves it goal line versus goal line. Who's going to get the bigger push here? As they go down the middle, it will be the Texans getting the first touchdown and retaking the lead. So now offense, we need to answer. Starting at the 19, it was not a good return here for us. Down 10-3. We start with a throw and we get it out just in time. Luckily, receivers in the area as Pickett took a shot to the chin. Leaves him unfortunately at 3 of 8 today, though several of those incomplete passes were just straight up drops. Saquon down the middle, he picks up 3, leaving a big 3rd and 7. After going down by a touchdown, we really hope to answer. It's going to be with a heavy tight end set, 3 down to the bottom. Godwin the only receiver out there. Pickett will find an open Okonkwo up to the 40, picking up that first down. He was our leading receiver in the prior matchup to open the season. So far, I feel like he's been our #1 receiver here. Already 2 catches, 50 yards. They've been big ones. Another quick throw, diving past Boyd. Passing game just needs to tune it up a little bit, both Pickett and the receivers. 2nd and 10, let's go down the middle here. Try to get some yardage. As Saquon stood up. We had decent enough blocking there to cut back to the other side. Instead, Armstead with the TFL makes it 3rd and 12. 2 up top, 1 below. Also have a Okonkwo down to the bottom of the line. Pickett in the pocket, clean, lofts, and it's caught by Godwin. Following the tip, he turns down the sideline, gets it down to the 27. A little bit of luck this time. Maybe Madden making up for the drop touchdown the prior drive. We're doing well here, we just got to finish it off. Quick slant up to Godwin, it's another drop. McKinney has jarred 2 of those free. 3 total drops for Godwin today. So a little bit of some give and take, I guess. As we go down the middle, Saquon gets clotheslined by Brown. Definitely have to make sure the running game is functional for us, for sure. Another 3rd and long. Can Kenny Pickett get it done? Well, it'll be inside the 2-minute warning. We're at the 28. We need the 17. We got a bunch down to the bottom, Okonkwo up top. Pickett, pretty clean pocket. He looks for Okonkwo. It's tipped away. Coverage by the Texans has been tight in this one. 4th and 11. We will settle for the field goal, leaving Mahomes with time to find some more points. Though, for our defense, perhaps it's a chance to force a turnover as well. 1:50. Both teams have all their timeouts. Mahomes, a little bit of pass rush. He takes a hit, Gross Matos, but he still finds Devin Duvernay, who's going to pick up 9 yards. Even when it looks like we have the play in our hands, it's Mahomes. He could do some crazy things. 2nd and 1, still looking to throw. Dumping it off to Swift, who gets stacked up quickly by Dennis. Keep the gain to a minimum, but does pick up a fresh set of downs. Mahomes will go under center on the following play, though. Dropping back, throwing again across the field, he finds Myers. They called their first timeout. 2nd and 1, more like 2nd and half a yard. As it's Myers again, we're just not quite able to jar these ones free, especially like how the Texans have done so far. They're into plus territory, field goal range approaching. As we're under 30 seconds now, they still have 2 timeouts. Mahomes, quick throw, finding Swift, who still, they're holding on to these. If we catch a slight wind, we're dropping it. About field goal range for sure now for him. As we send the blitz, it leaves it open across the middle as they find one of their tight ends. They're down to the 27. And from there, they'll call their final timeout and send out the field goal unit to make this another touchdown game headed into halftime. Snap back kick is up, and they've got it. And Madden did its glitchy thing where it doesn't actually go through halftime. So no halftime report here for us. We're just straight into the second half, and there's a flag. We also missed a wide open throw. Apparently didn't matter anyway. So with this offense apparently going through a struggle bus point right now, let's head out with them. We got a 1st and 20 back of the 14. Might have the middle of the field wide open here. Indeed, we do. We get it out for Okonkwo, who splits them, and immediately we are looking to answer by the diving safety. It's Okonkwo diving into the end zone. We answer back quickly. So as we get the second half underway, we've immediately tied things up here. 13-13, a whole new ball game. As Texans out, they motion out Swift, make it an empty set here for Mahomes. He's done well passing the ball. He's done extremely well passing the ball. A lot of luck, I feel like, to his side, who just keep holding on to everything that we keep trying to jar free. They pick up 5 to Swift. He's got 4 catches, 18 yards. Also, good little chunk on the ground. Mahomes throws again. First down, it looks like. Indeed, it will be for Devin Duvernay. Not a lot of yards on his catches, but he's gotten a couple first downs in the process. 1st and 10 for them as they change up their look. They send Duvernay up top, Brown down to the bottom. More down to the bottom by himself. For 1st and 10, they throw. Swift nearly gets the catch. Also, so did Whitehead. And with that, we finally break up a pass. 2nd and 10 then. They bring out the fullback. They got their tight end in the backfield as well. They hand it off. Swift down the middle, eaten up by Givens. Well, Swift may have gotten 70 yards on his first rush or just thereabout. He's gotten only 10 on his following rushes. Pressure and another knockaway. Cross to force the 3 and out, or just thereabout. Now a prime opportunity for our offense to find our first lead of the game. As we got 5:56 left here in the third. We're looking for a run down the middle. We set up the trap play. That opens up some space for Saquon, who finally picks up some yards. He's gotten stopped in the backfield on the last few. Finally gets the space, picks up 13. If we could find a little bit more of that this half, all the better. 2 tight ends out there, 2 receivers stacked to the bottom. It's down the middle again, and it's just the gain of 1. Texans have themselves a pretty fast pair of linebackers. Pair that with Armstead down the middle, it's a good front 7. 2nd and 9, though, we'll look to air it out. Down the middle, and another drop. Can our receivers hold on to a pass? Right now, I think we have just 2 catches from receivers. The rest all going to Okonkwo. 3rd and 9. Where do we look to go here? Pickett, waiting. He's actually going to look to step up, pick up a block, which he will, and he takes the contact from 2 different corners. Big first down rush, gain of 15. Pickett does it himself, as his receivers not only are letting him down, the team down, but they're letting the ball down. 1st and 10. We go back to the run. Saquon, a hard-earned 3. This is a Texans team that likes to blitz a lot, and they're finding a lot of gaps. Getting back there quickly. 2nd and 7. Pickett makes a check at the line to a pass play. As pass rush will get back there. He can't avoid it this time. It's another 3rd and long as the defense is taking out each other as well as our players. As we bring out all the tight ends, we're definitely going to go with a pass here for sure. I guess the tight ends have done better than the receivers. As we find Okonkwo again. He's definitely the offensive MVP. Takes a big hit there at the end. And he gets us down to the 32. 4 catches, 160 yards on the day. Of course, he had the touchdown coming after halftime. Saquon down the middle. Works out another gain of 5. You know, we've had a pretty good set of tight ends throughout our time here. Brandon Strange broke out his rookie year. Hasn't quite seen as much playing time. And hey, look at that. Dotson held onto a pass. Though leaves us with 3rd and 1 with a stout run defense. We bring out the former guard Brandon Graham to help lead the way. Or he goes to the opposite side. Saquon will, though, fight forward. Picking up that first down. 14 rushes for him, 44 yards. He has not had the same space that Swift has had on some of his carries, at least. Bring out the tight look here, 1st and 10. Back down the middle, Saquon. Once again, having to push forward every single play to pick up as many as possible. And he does get us down to the 16, inside the red zone. We go back to Saquon, and it's another shorter run, about a gain of 1.5. Defense here for the Texans, been pretty stingy. 3rd and 5, double A gap look for them as we go shotgun. They drop back into coverage. Pickett waits, unloads, and it's a Okonkwo getting smacked around. We'll have to settle for another field goal here down in the red zone. The offense has not completed really any of their drives down here outside of field goals. But Ryland, he gives us the lead. So far, this one looking very similar to that first matchup we had against them, and similar to last week, very defensive. What team is going to get their break as Whitehead drags down Swift? And with that, we head into the 4th quarter. It is crunch time as we hold the lead 16-13. Texans, they start here and they pick up the first down. Moore's had a couple catches, not a whole lot though. We've done a pretty good job against him, but does provide another down set here for the Texans who go Swift. Spinning, Swift has done pretty well in this one, I will say. Just like Saquon, fighting for every little bit of yardage he can. 2nd and 2. They got a bunch up top. One down below is Moore. Play action. Pass rush comes late, and it's a wide open Moore downfield. So far, we have not been able to get back there to Mahomes. In the 4th quarter, it would be great if we could. 1st and 10 down to the 33. We bring the blitz. They pick it up, and they thread the gap. Devin Duvernay. I mean, obviously, Mahomes making some great plays, but his receivers, they're holding on to everything in their range. Mahomes rolls here. Here comes the rush. A late hit for sure from Reddick, but the refs will allow it. Finally, at least, get something in on Mahomes. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers up top, 2 tight ends below. Quick throw, and it's picked off! Joey Porter Jr. He's got to get that speed going. Not going to get by Mahomes, but it's a clutch interception. We maintain our lead. And with 5:50 left, offense starts at the 37. A chance to start running some clock if we could get the running game going. Their blitzes have worked out tremendously. Pretty much every single run, Saquon is having to shake one guy in the backfield. We are letting the play clock run, though, in between each snap now as we get close to 5 minutes left. Pickett looks to throw across the middle, and he missed Saquon. Passing game has not quite been there today. Outside of some plays to Okonkwo. 3rd and 12. We need it here. As we pick up the blitz, this time we find Saquon wide open. He gets out of bounds, though. Would have preferred him down in bounds, but it'll still run the clock either way. So it works out, I guess, anyway. 1st and 10. Back to Saquon. Right down the middle. Big gap. Easy rushing that time for Saquon, though after so many hits, he gets up a little gingerly. For now, he'll head to the sideline. Feel like this happened last week as well, so Stallings coming in as the closer then. Or we'll look to pass. Up top, Brenton Strange gets clocked. This has to be some of the hardest hitting DBs in the game, because they're jarring about everything free. 2nd and 10. This time we go down the middle. Stallings breaks through one. He's going to pick up a solid gain. 7 yards, his first carry. And he actually gives us a manageable 3rd down, something we haven't had a lot of in this one. We got one receiver spread either side. As we go down the middle, Stallings is stacked up. 4th and 4. We'll have to settle for a field goal here, or do we try to go for it? I think we risk it. We get the field goal, a touchdown still wins it with the extra point for the Texans. If we don't get this, a field goal ties it, touchdown still wins it. So it just makes sense. Hard count, no one jumps. Kenny Pickett, try to thread it in, and we hold on to this one. Tyler Boyd. A big first down, a big catch. We finally hold on to it. There was not much space. But with that, we can look to run more clock. Back down the middle, Stallings, nice little cut. We'll pick up 4. And with that, we'll see if we snap the ball prior to the 2-minute warning. Play clock will get close, I imagine we do. No, all right. Good job, Madden AI. I definitely expect the Texans to start using those timeouts. 2nd and 6 inside the red zone. Down the middle, there goes Stallings, another first down, though hold everything. Flag holding, back it up. Of course, the one time we actually have easy running lanes. It's because of a hold. So 2nd and 12. We go back to Stallings, who has to fight to get back a yard. Timeout starting to be called by the Texans. They've got 2 more remaining. We've got a 3rd and 11. Though we don't like the look, so we'll change it. We'll send trips up top, Dotson close down to the bottom. We'll look to throw and swatted. Look for the seam route to Boyd. 4th and 11. This time, we'll have to settle for the field goal. So Ryland from the 30-yard line. This is a 40-yard field goal to give us a 6-point lead. And he'll hit it again. Offense tried to give us that opportunity, but they just could not get the job done. They could never find the end zone in the red zone. So now defense has to come through as look at the sideline grab for more. 4 catches, 74 yards. He's turned things up in the second half. We could use with another pick, though. Defense has been great forcing turnovers. They're up at the 47 now. Mahomes, he goes up top. Quick throw out to Swift. We'll pick up about 5. Again, they need the touchdown and the extra point to go ahead. We move under a minute and a half now. They do still have 2 timeouts. Quick throw to Moore. It's a quick catch, quick first down, but not much after that catch. They'll get back to the line quickly then. Tight set here for Mahomes. I expect nothing but throwing for him. As he rolls, finding his target cross. Delivers a big hit. Held on to. Fine by me. Keeps that clock rolling. Only a gain of 3. We can manage that. As Mahomes again dumps it off. Finding Zeitler. It will be another short gain. I think I said Zeitler. It's Zylstra. Either way, messed that part up. Mahomes pressured. Still delivers a perfect throw. They're down to the 28. They got 1 timeout left, 24 seconds. Can Mahomes be the savior for the Texans and ruin our season? He goes up top to Swift. Dane and Porter there to get the quick stop. Last timeout. Tackle them inbounds. They've had at best 2 plays if we do. Mahomes checks it down again and it's picked off. Dane Jackson is sending us to the AFC Conference Championship. We pick off Mahomes twice in 2 games. Why do we always make these close? Well, that is just what we do. But Dane Jackson sitting underneath, intended for Devin Duvernay. We needed those turnovers in the second half. We got those turnovers in the second half. Mahomes played a really good game outside of just those 2 plays, but every little one counts. We find the win 19-13 as we continue our quest for the Super Bowl. And while the offense in general played poor, big shout out to Chig Okonkwo. 4 catches, every single one of them were massive for us. 3rd and longs or the touchdown right after half. 160 yards. He averaged 40 yards a catch and obviously had that touchdown, which was an 86-yard play. As we continue on, it will be the Buffalo Bills that we face next time. And indeed, it's another team we played this year, though it was not the result we were looking for. In week 10, we got showed up 35-10. And it was just overall a bad game for us. Second half definitely got away from us. First half was close, but it was not a good game for Kenny Pickett. Only a 45.3 QBR. He was under 150 passing yards, no touchdowns. He was picked twice, and what he did complete was only 62% of his throws. And it wasn't like he was getting sacked a lot. He was only sacked once. Meanwhile, Carl Carroll, interesting name, hard to say. He had a pretty solid one. Rushing the ball, Saquon Barkley didn't have a bad game, but he didn't get into the end zone. Honestly, looked probably pretty similar to what we saw today. But it was our run defense that struggled. Stevenson got a touchdown on us, Bingham got a touchdown on us, and Carroll got a touchdown on us. Meanwhile, our only rushing touchdown, or just offensive touchdown, came from Bryce Stallings on his one and only carry, was 4 yards, 6 points. Receiving wise, Godwin, 62 yards on 5 catches. Who knows how many he dropped in that one. But we're going to be facing a really tough set of receivers here. Chris Olave, CeeDee Lamb, and Stanley Wilds, a really good tight end. And obviously we saw with Zylstra today, tight ends were still a problem for us, no matter their rating. So if it's going to come down to what we typically rely on, it's going to be defense. Dennis racked up a lot of tackles in that one, but we did not get a single tackle for a loss. So a lot of work for us going into this one. We did split a sack, so there's that, but we got to watch out for Grubbs and Dante Jackson, who picked us off in that last one as well. So it's going to be a tough championship. But honestly, who wants to watch a blowout there anyway? So make sure you don't miss what is probably teaming up to be another very close playoff game. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. Because with the win, if you guys got the video 50 likes within its first day, we'll be back for this conference championship tomorrow. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button, and we will see you next time as we head to Buffalo, where hopefully it's not -20.